One of my favorite horror films slash thrillers is 28 Days Later, directed by Danny Boyle, starring Cillian Murphy, and music by John Murphy. And there's this scene. If you've seen the movie, then you know the scene I'm talking about. It's near the end. It's when they're in that house.
Darling, but don't worry. I'm gonna get you out of here. Then we're gonna find a nice little fucking place somewhere. Just you and me. And we'll live happily ever after, eh? I just need a moment, right? I just need to do a fucking thing.
The music is, and the whole film really is different than a lot of film scores. And I appreciated that about it. It was very rock and guitar based. And this track that I'm going to analyze, called In the House in a Heartbeat, it has this repetition to it. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then when it breaks down, it becomes this tender, gentle, vulnerable kind of variation of what we just heard. So the main theme is about to start, but let's look at this intro because it's kind of setting the stage for what the theme is dancing on top of. So I'm hearing a perfect fifth, which I think is a very often used sort of interval to kind of go between. It does a really nice job of creating this sort of open, ambiguous, expectant feeling, and it sounds really nice on the piano. So, D. So, and then after that first bar, the bass guitar comes in on a flat 6, which is just my favorite, you know. You can hear there's some dissonance between the B flat and this part. If I put all these notes together, I'm kind of seeing and hearing like a 7th. You could call this a major 7th chord, but it just creates this harmonic tension, which often translates to emotional tension. But again, super, super quietly played. And then I think after going here, it goes to an unexpected place. I think it goes to F. Just gonna double check that's where it goes. Maybe it doesn't go down to 8. Maybe that's a delay. Could be. Oh, right, the rhythm comes in here. So now we're hearing this acoustic guitar. What's interesting about this is that the song has felt very D minor until now. When it hits the F major chord, it pushes us into the realm of the relative major key, which is F major. And that sound, especially coming from the darkness from before, almost feels uplifting. But then the chord after it, I think, really sours that hope. I think it might be a E major chord. Well, it's supposed to be a G sharp, but oh well. This chord does not normally exist in D minor or in F major, so my software doesn't know what to do with that, and also it sounds a bit strange to our ears. It might be even voiced like a dominant 7th chord. And I love that it just stops. That feels like a foreshadowing of what happens at the climax of the song when Killian's character rushes up. That almost sounds like a spy movie chord. Has that feeling? Kind of like a minor chord, major 7, so minor major 7th chord, but with a 9th, so 9th chord. Interesting choice. And I love the strum. And then you get this like gong sound. Okay. So this 4-note pattern is the main theme. Da, 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 da. By itself, it's already kind of intriguing to me, but what happens when it relates to the bass underneath, or the chords essentially, is really cool. So da, da sounds like that harmonic minor sound. So I think it, yeah, so da, and you can hear it going. So this. Yeah, I think this is an area of harmonic minor that sounds a little bit strange. Just the steps feel unusual. This note's a bit unexpected. If it were just in regular natural minor, D minor. Super pretty, but completely different. The guitar is going down to A for this part, and then it switches to B flat at the bottom with the chord change. Listen how weird that sounds. Just feels like something's not quite right, because something's definitely not right. Then it goes back down for the next chord change, and I think the relationships are really strange in this kind of this F being underneath. So you get that's already pretty dissonant, this major 7th. Then it relieves the tension. Now it rises up. That also feels very strange. But you can hear almost the resolution, this minor 3rd to the major 3rd. I don't know. Oh, it's an augmented chord. This should be a C sharp. Sorry, my software just doesn't know what to do. Augmented, 2 major 3rds. So no wonder that sounds so strange. Then you get your resolution. So this note is always causing trouble, basically. Because the rest is quite beautiful. Then this is probably my favorite moment, the diminished chord, but it's not really about that. It's the It's this is called a minor 4 or 4 minor, if you're thinking of this being in the key of D minor. And I feel like that chord, depending on the context, but I think it has some kind of wistfulness or very, there's like a bittersweet sadness to this chord. So it feels like it's all culminating in that is really, really, I think that affects how I hear the theme. And then you get this, that's so beautiful and sad. All that tension. 7th, 6th. And then it starts over again. And when it starts over, it hits the troublemaker note. So it always starts on this dissonant major 7th that's begging for resolution. In harmonic minor, which sounds like this, this is called the leading tone. It's a C sharp, and it just so badly wants to resolve a half step away to the most important note in the key, D. So no wonder that we feel this tension and then this resolution, but it's not over. Flat 6 is the best. And this false hope. And then it all comes crashing down. So now this is going to build and build and build, and just let's listen to how he reorchestrates or rearranges things as the intensity grows. What happens to this ascending theme? Some toms, some vocals. That's a change. So I think the bass there decides to go down to E instead of up to G. E, this is the 2nd degree. And I've noticed that it creates a very specific and strange sound as a bass line note. It's in Your Own Personal Jesus, Depeche Mode. This time we have so much dissonance, so much instability there. More drums. Now we got a full groove going. Back to the G. I never noticed the vocals. Oh. I hate to stop it there because it's so exciting, isn't it? But yeah, so another guitar comes in an octave higher, I believe. Yeah, completely electrified, distorted beyond belief. And I think this guitar player is just going, but so distorted that it kind of just sounds like one long screaming note. It just highlights the ascending part of that pattern the most, which I think is the part of this that we actually hear is just the top notes, right? That's the theme, those 4 ascending notes. Swell. Drums. crashes on every beat. A guitar distorted, playing along with the bass. Down to E. Oh, G, sorry. It's not over yet.
That was longer than a heartbeat.
So completely unexpected, right? That just complete stoppage of the music, again coinciding with this incredibly tense moment between the characters. And as she realizes that he's not infected, this single guitar line, it is electric, but it feels like the first guitar that came in doing that part. So it's almost like this is Selena's interpretation of Jim, right? She doesn't quite know what's happening. He becomes more and more of a monster. The music amps up, and then she realizes it's him, it's Jim. It's not this distortion of him, literally. It's just his pure self. And his love for her that moved him to do this horrific thing, as opposed to an infection overtaking him. It also feels like a subtle key change, which I think is really apropos, because it's just like, this is completely different all of a sudden. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, so the original theme goes. So these two notes are in that original theme that starts that way, but now it's halftime, right? And instead of going up here, which implies minor, it goes into what I hear as a Lydian sound. A Lydian. Which is dreamy. It's vulnerable in a different way because it's got this tritone right here. It's nestled right next to the major third, which is like this, it's kind of like the heart. Interesting. The heart of a chord and of a scale too. So that choice is just really, it just feels so different to the point where I thought there was like a more distinct change in the harmony, but it's really just the same two notes recontextualized. Oh. Now this actually sounds like a suspension. This feeling is something that we've all heard in a lot of church music. The Amen, the sus4 resolving. So familiar. It's very reverent. It feels like their love is like protected somehow. This is very, and then it goes back here. Up a half step. Really gorgeous. And then it fades out from there. Wow. Yeah, so good. Ugh, I've always wondered what was going on with how that ascending theme interacted with everything beneath it. That was really cool. Thank you for watching. This video is sponsored by my amazing patrons. If you want to support what I'm doing, I would appreciate even just a follow on Patreon for free. And if you like the video, please do like it, share it, and make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more videos like this. Okay, well, that's it for now. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.